Hey, yo, check this out. We got a real great service provided for you right now. If you're a serious artist looking to perfect your craft, get your music out there in front of millions and millions of views, then look no further than right here. Hip Hop News Uncensored, Raw Hip Hop News, and the Uncensored True podcasts are now running specials to promote your product. If you're serious about promoting your product on YouTube, email me right here at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com or my brother OGod at hiphopun.com for further information. If you're serious about your craft, very affordable pricing. Let's go. Wait no further. Look into it right now. Emails in the description box. Hit us up. You already know. Alright, we in the building.
Yes, sir.
Start doing this for y'all, man. A little car talk. Hope y'all enjoyed the car talk we had. Just dropped that on the Uncensored Truth podcast.
Yes, sir.
Don't even know if y'all hear us. Obviously, we out here praising the Most High and shit.
Yes, sir. You know how we do.
And whatnot, you know what I mean? But, yeah, we were just talking real quick. You know what I mean? We was doing our thing and getting in our 1-2. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, man. We did a video yesterday. We don't know when y'all seeing this, but if you do, check it out on the podcast. Check it out on either one of the channels.
Yes, sir.
But we're talking about Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Now, Nicki Minaj has been on a rampage as of late. You just seen her on her IG. Talking a lot, going in. It's kind of uncharacteristic of Nicki Minaj because as of late, the last couple of months prior to her dropping the music, she's been quiet. We both said that we were digging the mystique. You feel me? As Cardi B was doing her thing, but everyone was asking where Nicki was, vice versa. So we getting on Nicki Minaj a little bit, man, and a lot of her fans out there in the Beehive, not the Beehive, damn, see, I'm about to get hit up with that.
Damn,
They're
gonna
get me, but it's all right.
What's Nicki Minaj's people? The Barbs.
The Barbs.
Yeah, the Barbs.
The Barbs. Yeah, the Barbs are really getting on us right now.
That just sound crazy.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
man.
man.
The Barbs.
Yeah.
They're getting on us on social media right now. You feel me? About some bullshit. So just talk about it. Why don't we get on Cardi B more? They're asking us why don't we get on Cardi B more in regards to
That VMA speech.
the VMA speech and shit
Right.
like that. She never brings up names either. Why doesn't Cardi B name drop Nicki? What's your response to that?
Well, they shook nowadays, man. You remember the days of, like, you know what I mean? Beanie Siegel, Jadakiss beef, Nas, Jay-Z. Like, people was calling people's name, even recently. You know, when Game and Meek was, Game and Meek was going at it. Like, people was name dropping. Like, that shit is corny. That's what makes you think it's staged. I see a lot of people at the end of the street, shout out to the comment section, saying that, you know what I mean, it maybe just be staged. Maybe they're just feeding into, you know, people kind of wanted them to go at each other. But to me, I hear the lyrics, and I we understand subliminals. See, real hip-hop heads can read subliminals, too. I mean, just, we know that Nicki's been throwing her shots, and maybe she has been feeling intimidated by Cardi B's, success. It just is what it is. Maybe not, but I think it's corny as shit that they both not saying each other's name. And I want them to say each other's name. It's good for competition.
So you think you would give guilt to both sides, both parties on that. Cardi B and Nicki, both of them should say something at the end of the day. You don't think one should say something first? Because I'm thinking about my man Ric Flair right now. To be the man, right, you got to beat the man. And Nicki's obviously the woman right now in the game because she's been the woman for years. And Cardi B came there. Yeah, absolutely. Since 2004, I think she's been in the game doing her thing. And shout out to the longevity because it's not easy to do.
Right.
Cardi B came in and she took shit by storm. And, I mean, Nicki is, whether she says it or not, she took that to heart. She's catching feelings over that shit. But is it Cardi's right as the one that's going for the throne? If she is going for the throne, we don't know. She never said anything crazy like that. But as the woman next to be on top, so it looks like, is it Cardi's responsibility to call Nicki out if she wants the title as number one woman in the game?
I mean, the thing is, like, I know what the people are going to say. And I really don't give a fuck. But it's just like, I do want to take it into consideration. They're going to say, hey, y'all trying to hype something up. Y'all trying to hype this beef up. How come they both can't, cohabitate and coexist in this game and get money? And they are. They both get their money. They both doing numbers still. I see Cardi B started posting the numbers when she was doing her music, and Nicki's, way more active than she's been in the last 2 years. So, but you have this aspect called competition in hip hop, and you have, back in the day, they used to have something called the King of New York. Everybody wanted to be the King of New York, and then the King of the South, T.I. came out and said, So it was like, this is just what it is when you playing basketball. See, nobody say nothing when it's LeBron going up against, you know what I mean, Curry for the champ. You know what I mean? It's competition.
Right.
And one of them wants to be number one.
Right.
I mean, they going at each other's throat. They doing what they got to do, and at the end of the day, they shake hands. So, you know, me personally, I don't think that Cardi has the lyrical, you know, prowess to deal with Nicki, you know, like that. But then again, I mean, you got Remy out there who just bodied Nicki. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, just throw shots. I think everybody should just throw, and you know, as long as they don't get physical or nothing like that, you know, I think it's good for the game, a nice, healthy, you know, competition. But you know, we'll see.
I don't think that we're trying to condone beef in any way, especially when you have people on the underbelly throwing shots at each other, just not naming names. All we're doing is basically asking them, if you're gonna call each other out underneath everything, call each other out by name. We want to see you both win. I don't think in a competition, I don't think if y'all winning at each other, the kind of like the Jay-Z and Nas and the other classic beats that we've had over the years,
Right.
It wouldn't hurt your career. You still have longevity. If you have bars and you have talent, you got charisma, and the people want you to win, you're going to win. So I don't think it'll be a situation where someone, either Nicki or Cardi, should be worried about a threat to their career or a threat physically or disrespect on that level. No one's asking for that.
Are we overhyping it though? Are we overhyping this thing? Because like we just both sat up here and said that Cardi's really not rocking with Nicki lyrically. You know what I mean? Are we overhyping this thing? You know, because do you see Cardi as taking over that number one spot for real, for real?
In the popularity contest, I do, and I think it matters to Nicki. I don't think we're taking it anywhere further than where they're taking it themselves. We're just kind of breaking the layers and kind of peeling the layers back on what they're saying. We wanted to get rid of this a long time ago. People go back to the Nicki Cardi B playlist, either one of the playlists on any of the channels. You
Right.
could clearly see in early the podcast that we said we wanted them both to win, that we want to see them both succeed, that there is no beef. We shot it down just as equally. But when you start hearing things from the two ladies more and more, we have to break down bars. Like you said, this is hip hop. We enjoy hip hop. We can break down bars just like anybody else, and it's easy to decipher that they're throwing little shots at each other, but they're not talking about one another, directly. It's indirect. So we're not perpetuating anything. We're nothing more than what they are. We're just commenting and breaking down layers.
Have you noticed this? I've noticed this, you know what I mean? And Instagram definitely, and on YouTube too. I'm probably not expecting this angle, but I'm gonna come at, you know, say it anyway. You know, the Hispanic people, I see that they ride with Cardi heavy, and then the other, even 6ix9ine. Like when I look on my post, the Hispanic people, they always kind of liking, you know what I mean, his videos, even though he does a lot of fuck shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they stand behind their people. Is that, do you notice that? And second, is that what, you know, a crutch, you know, against Nicki going up against, you know, a so-called, you know, Hispanic artist that got, you know, the support of people who speak that language, Spanish?
Well, culturally, Hispanics have always stuck by one another. You see that in everything. Everything. I'm half Puerto Rican. I understand the camaraderie that comes with Hispanic people. My son is half Hispanic. Her family, his side of the family, his mother's side of the family, understand the camaraderie that comes with Hispanic people. And you even talk about Hispanics when it comes to boxers, fucking soccer, and it goes, they're singers. They go and ride with their people, hand in hand, always have, always will. And we've culturally, historically, never really done that. And shout out to Nicki right now, because she's definitely on the forefront of just trying to up the culture of black people. Now, does she have the support? The queens,
Really though?
Does she?
Cause we gotta get into this though, Sam, man. I gotta throw this curveball at you, man.
Yeah,
This
man.
is uncensored, man.
Yeah.
Because we know, you know, we did a segment a couple weeks ago about Jelani. You know what I mean? And her support, you know, of you know, Jelani. We all know, y'all can go look at the headlines and whatnot of what the brother was accused of. You know what I mean? Real heinous, sick act. Nicki Minaj, you know, kind of stood by him. You know, and then his Nicki Minaj's mother just recently came out.
Right.
You know, going to bat for her son, and we expect it. I'm not saying that she should be going in on him, you know, but DNA evidence, the stuff that happened. Is Nicki Minaj really who she says she? Cause I seen the cat choke no joke. I seen an Instagram post of him today, and he kind of you know, showed Nicki Minaj, like her picture of her rear end, and a picture of her kissing. I don't know if it was Madonna or somebody with like a picture of her actually kissing somebody. I actually show it. You know what I mean? To you and to the people, real quick. And Choke No Joke had posted this. You know what I mean? Earlier today. So is Nicki Minaj like? First of all, you said her attitude is nasty. She was a sweet girl and da 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 da. You can go read it later. What do you think about Nicki Minaj for real, man? Like, is she really trying to uplift people, or?
I'm not gonna go that route, and that's corny. That's real. That's corny.
Damn.
That's real fucking corny. That's corny. I'm gonna tell you why. Because
all right.
Cardi B was an extra. She shook her ass. She's still shaking her ass, and no one's judging that. No one should. She's a woman. She did what she did. She does what he does. Leave her the fuck alone, right? Now, as far as the argument goes with her brother, we all know that was sick, heinous shit. She's gonna ride with her blood, right or wrong. That's her prerogative. We can all choose to say what we want to say about that. We've talked about it to an extent. You can go check out the playlist because it's on there. What we think about her brother and the shit that he did at the end of the day. But in regards to Nicki and her music and how she seems to have to defend herself and the why does she not get the support? I mean, I really don't know. I think it has a lot to do with maybe she isn't who she says she is in regards to she doesn't who is who they say they are in the rap game. A lot of these motherfuckers are fake. A ton of them are fake. You're not getting a lot of the real that comes with the rappers, and I think that's a lot of the reason why Cardi B is so liked, because she doesn't fit under that status quo of I'm just gonna be fake. I don't have to do this to win. I'm gonna fart. I'm gonna do all the nasty shit that I do. I'm gonna be real, and that's why I'm loved throughout the world, no matter what. Even if my bars aren't the same or aren't measuring up to Nicki Minaj's. And now I think that Nicki's in a position, because you do bring up a good point. Is she who she says she is? She's starting to finally trying to shed the shell of the thing that she had to build up and try to show the real Nick. Some people ain't buying it. The real riders are, but some people aren't. But just to say that because she's kissing another girl or shaking her ass, I personally like the shit. Whoever's saying that needs to leave the shit the fuck alone. Let that woman be the fuck who she wants to be. That's corny.
Yeah.
Joke, no joke. I mean, that's corny.
I mean, you kind of. That was a very masterful way of answering that one. I give it to you. But yeah. I mean, that's real talk though, man. At the end of the day, I mean, that's definitely questionable. It is her brother, but it's questionable. Yeah. That's the gray area. When you talk about gray area, well, people don't want to talk about. Not that we won't want to delve into that, but it's just like that's people gonna take their sides on that one.
It is what it is.
Either you're gonna hate it or you're not. But yeah, so. But about the go ahead. Want to say
do you think?
Yeah, the Fat Joe man situation. There's a couple comments, man, about the whole Roof Chris situation. Just to touch on that, a lot of people's going in talking about, we never went to eat to no fancy restaurant before. We have been to plenty fancy restaurants. We have been, to Caribbean. We've been everywhere. Damn near. We got more places to stamp our passport, coming up real soon. So we've been to establishments where you had to dress up, this, that, and the third. But it's just like, it's a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous, to say somebody can't eat. And then when you listen to Fat Joe himself, he said that there was other people, walking around with tank tops and just, it was like almost like he was being like singled out of the crowd. And we have all seen stuff like this happen. Even we can get me going to the clubs. We worked in the clubs before, and we seen, my father told me about when he worked in the clubs and how it seemed like they would every time a dress code, a type of anything that black people wore, white tees, fitted, jerseys at the time, it always they couldn't wear that.
It was threatening.
Right. I'll let you expound on that.
Threatening attire. You know what I mean? They always just had their way to kind of make it harder, especially in the clubs that we worked at, harder for us of color to get in there. If you had Jordans on, you couldn't get in through general admission, but you can go to VIP and pay 5 racks to go and buy a bottle that's worth $40 or 2 that's worth $80. And go sit in that section that's bullshit for 5 racks, and you're gonna be around and humped up under bundle. There's no real VIP involved, right? When it comes to that. Now, when it comes to Roof Chris, here's the thing: if you have a dress code or if you don't have a dress code, you got to be consistent in what you do. I don't think Fat Joe would have had an issue if he walked in the door. Everyone got so kind of starstruck and enamored, and then the manager came up to him, said, "Yo, Fat Joe, I'm a fan, blah blah blah, but listen, man, I got to keep it a buck with you. We have a dress code in here. It's strict.
Right.
If you got something in the truck, is something we can kind of appease by, because we can't have this look in here." He would say his 1-2. If there was a way that they could move into the back, like he alluded to on the joint, they could throw out that option right then and there. But you come at that a different way. You let the brother, and a lot of people are gonna shred me right now for saying brother, but I call that Spanish man brother, right? You had that brother sitting there, in the back. You have him sitting there about to order, and then you come up to him while sitting and tell him he can't be in here and cause a scene. It just doesn't look right. It seems as though it's manufactured. If you have a dress code, you stick by it. If you don't, then you let it ride. It seems he was gaining attention. He said, the girl waitresses were kind of happy to see him, as they probably would. They knew who Fat Joe was. Never probably seen him in that restaurant before, so it just seems real corny.
It's stupid, man. They fucked up. It's kind of like you got, first of all, you got a big time rapper celebrity, you know what I mean, who's doing a lot of good stuff. You know what I mean? I remember the whole Puerto Rico thing. He was like spearheaded that. You know what I mean? He's one of the people, you know, who put a lot of money and resources into the whole, you know, helping out the country, Puerto Rico. So it's just like, you coming into this establishment, you got a big time, you know, activist coming into your establishment that's probably gonna tweak the shit out, whatever. If not, he gonna spend a good amount of money with his people in your establishment. You let the man eat. They gotta get rid of these, you know, silly, you know, now I understand, like, we live like in a beach area where you might have, like, they say you can't come in, you gotta have your shoes on, your shirt, you can't come in like that wet, stuff like that. But it's just like, you know, come on, this shit's silly. And yes, we have been to a lot of fancy restaurants. Come on, man, $300-$400 bills.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Probably, y'all probably gonna say, ain't nothing. Well, go ahead, fucking Puffy or Jay-Z. Go ahead.
Yeah, enjoy that shit.
Right.
That's good enough for me at the end of the day.
Right.
It's a great segue, man, that we talking about prior to the podcast. We're gonna drop these more for you.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the business, man, and real quick before we go in there and get working.
And before you go though, yo, we just put the Instagram page up. We're gonna put it in the link.
Man.
Instagram, Uncensored Truth Podcast Instagram page. Go follow that right now.
Indeed, we need 1,000 over there tonight. Let's get that popping for sure.
Yes,
Let's do that. Let's just talk about the grind, man. Us being CEOs and the ups and downs, man. And just talk about, people don't really understand what it takes,
right,
to become just millionaires. First off, self-made millionaires, CEOs. See, the name CEO corporation is thrown around very loosely. People want to say that they are, but don't understand that work that goes into it, the loss, the sacrifice, etc., etc. Us both diving into business head first, right into the deep end, and succeeding. And dealing with the ups and downs and the struggles we deal with, man. Just talk about the grind and really what it takes, and the misconception that a lot of people have out here on social media or wherever on what it really takes to be a fucking boss.
Well, first of all, man, if you not, you know, for fighting with your girl, losing relationships, breakups, you know, punching holes through the wall, worrying about where you're gonna get this from, probably losing some things, probably fucking your credit up. You know what I mean? Probably going through some real hard things in life, trying to get a business. You know, go get a job and get, you know, have somebody tell you what to do, make your minimum wage, do all of that. But if you want to be a boss, if you want to be successful, a self-made person, and let me just clarify, there's nothing wrong with having a job. I'm not trying to, you know, shit on anybody, you know, that works. I know people very close to me that still work. You know what I mean? But it's just a whole different concept and a mindset. You know what I mean? And that person is working for somebody that's probably gonna be talking like us. So it just is what it is. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, it's just like, you gotta be willing to go through the struggle. You have to be willing to go to the struggle. That's what's going to make you. Imagine if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. You would see everybody with different businesses. You know what I mean? But it's only gonna take a certain person, that's outside the box thinker. You know, somebody who's gonna have to manage their money right. You know, somebody who's willing, you know, never to quit, pretty much at this point. Never to quit. That's what it's gonna take. You know, amongst other things. There's no way that I can really, you know, speak about the things that you can go through. But, you know, my advice will be to always go with what your passion is. Whatever you find your passion, you know, and you go with that, you know, and continue to, you know, make it happen. And every day you should be making something for your business and making, you know, moving steps in the right direction. You know, and once you start to, it's just like, the best way I can explain it, you know, is, let's just say, you gotta think big, right? You gotta think it out. You got a guy, you got a truck, right? You got an opportunity. You say, okay, it's a neighborhood, it's a condominium complex. They got 100, you know, lawns that gotta be cut. You gotta find a way to get to these people. First of all, get the message to them that you want to cut their lawn for a great price, and then you gotta deliver on that. And this is with anything. You have to deliver. So they say you go to their door, you knock on their door and say, look, I want to show you how great my product. This is part of marketing. I want to show you how great my product is. I want to do your loan for free, but I want you to make me a promise if you can. And most people are going to do this. Say, look, if it's not the best that I've ever done, you're gonna have to pay me. But if it is, just satisfy. All I ask is that I can come back every other week and charge you the same amount. You know what I mean? And then all I need you to do is go tell a neighbor to do the same. Next thing you know, you got a business. You got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 people. Then you keep replicating that success. So the thing is, once you find something that can make a little bit of money, you can keep replicating that and flipping that. Go ahead.
Nah, that was dope. That was real dope. And let me tell you how that equates from business to spiritual for you spiritual motherfuckers out here. I ain't talking religion, I'm talking spiritual. Faith plus work equals simple results. Greater results. The greater the work, the greater the faith, the greater the result. At the end of the day, when you talk about when you have to gain a business, you buy your tractors, you buy your stuff that you need to cut the grass, and you go door to door, you set your price. You got to have faith behind that. You got to know that you're going to have what it takes, even though you may not have the money right now because you've been working your 9 to 5. That has gotten you to this point where you understand that you need to be free. You find yourself in financial freedom. So you go and sacrifice and maybe take some money away from those bills that you have to pay every month. And you get out of the mindset of the day to day, and you see the bigger picture in the later on, and it's going to make a better result for you and your family.
Facts.
You got to buy them trucks. You got to go door to door. You got to maybe take a little bit away to gain on the back end. And then you find yourself a year from now being your own boss, setting your own time, setting your own schedule. And then you start realizing that, oh shit, now I got my own employees. And then the conversation begins to slowly turn. You got to match faith with work equals action. A lot of people out here don't match their faith with their action. They say they want to do it.
Right.
They say they want to do it. They'll pray. They'll get on their knees. They'll sit down and do whatever they have to in regards to their religion, what their religion tells them to do. No disrespect to anything, but they don't match that with absolutely no action. They'll wait on something. They'll wait on their blessing as opposed to going to get what they just said they're setting out to going to get. A lot of other things, a real dope, a dope perspective that you also brought up. You said you got to follow your passion. You got to follow what you believe in, but you also have to be a realist. There may be something within your passion that you're following that is not for you. You have to take it another direction. Or your passion may not have been equated with the work, and you're not seeing what you need to see right now, and it's time to move on. So you got to be a realist out here too. You can't sit back and say, I'm going to follow my dream to a fault. If you've been in the game, if you've been doing something in business for 10 fucking years, 15 years, 5 years, 4 years, and you've seen no result, it is time to change that blueprint. If you refuse to change the blueprint, then it's time to kind of maybe look at yourself in the mirror and say, this isn't for me. Let me step back and take leadership from someone who really understands what the fuck is going on.
Right.
That's all we got to say, man. It's simple work ethic. You got to match faith with results. You got to go out there and buy that tractor, go door to door, set your goals, sacrifice. Like you said, you're going to argue with your mates. We go through things on the daily.
It's going to be struggles. It's going to be struggles to that. Like, say people are like, when we talk like this, they think that, okay, now I made it, I'm 6. No, but all through that, some people you might not get paid by some people. Your machine might break down. This may happen. This person might die. So it's going to be things. It's going to be obstacles that's going to happen through that. Your bank account might, go into the negative or something. Or, these people don't want to get their lawn cut this week. It's a whole bunch of things that's going to happen. But you got to say, you know what? Fuck it. Take it on the chin. I'm just moving. Like boxing, take it on the chin. And I'm still coming forward, though. I'm still coming forward until you get to the ultimate goal, man. So definitely want to add that in there.
Dope.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, we just trying to give you boss talk, words of inspiration. We're going to start hitting you with non-stop content at the Uncensored Truth Podcast. We about to walk in there and bust down another dope show, episode 60. When it comes to what we got going on YouTube, it's probably episode 160 at the end of the day, man. But we appreciate everyone out there supporting. This will be on the Uncensored Truth Podcast, YouTube, by about a couple hours or so. So
hit our Instagram in the description box. Follow us right now. We appreciate y'all, man.
We out.
Peace.
Let's work.
Do both of us a favor right now. Hit the link in the description box to purchase your very own official Viral Hip Hop News New Era Snapback hat. Available on eBay. Links in the description box right now. Don't miss out. Grab them while supplies last. Official Viral Hip Hop News hats, the first of many. Apparel, courtesy of Viral Hip Hop News. Grab it right now while it's hot. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Peace.